Hello and welcome to the unofficial video game show, and tonight we have an E3 special for you for all the new games, news, previews and all the new hardware coming straight from LA. That's actually Edinburgh in Scotland, but never mind, that's not the problem. The problem is who we've got. My name is Ross Gillespie and we are joined tonight by none other Tom Knights. Hello.
Yeah.
And Emma Lewis,
Hiya.
superstar extraordinaire. Tonight we'll bring you everything that's out and about, ready for this year and next, and everything that might not be out for a couple of years yet. But you saw it here, well, not first, but fairly soon anyway. First thing on the list is the new Project Natal for Microsoft's Xbox 360. New technology that involves playing a game without touching anything. Who wants to pick up the baton on this one?
I think that's...
Well, I think I'm going to start off with saying, why?
Because you're
Why? No, they did this. They did this with the PS2 iToy. I don't see why they're doing it again. They're doing the exact same thing. It just makes no sense. I don't like the idea of a movement-based console. I mean, it's okay as a little add-on that's kind of gimmicky and you can pull out for parties and stuff, but the whole just no.
But you get to...
This is how I feel.
But you can be in Star Wars with a lightsaber standing in front of the telly, slashing down stormtroopers left, right and centre.
And that's really nice for people who are Star Wars fans, but for people who want to play a serious game and control the game properly, movement technology just isn't that good yet.
What about throwing a javelin in the Olympics? I mean, haven't you ever thought about doing that? I mean, my arms couldn't lift a javelin, never mind throw one, so maybe I could be pretty good at this game.
But if I want to throw a javelin, I'm going to go out and throw a javelin properly. I'm going to get much more satisfaction than waving a piece of plastic around. Or no plastic at all. Depends on what one we're talking about. But no, it's not for me. I don't know how you feel.
I think there are a couple of issues actually, sort of slightly separate from that. One is that, does it actually make you feel sort of more in touch with the game? Does it bring you into the game more to be stood there with no controller and kind of and waving your hands around? Because if it works very well, if it works very smoothly, then then I suppose it could. And I suppose that's having what they call not controllerless controllers. What's the right term?
Wireless control. Motion control.
Motion control. It's sort of the next step towards like a virtual reality game,
Ooh,
which is the sort of goal, I guess, and that's fine. But I think at the moment, because everyone is used to using just like a normal joypad, and have been using them for years
Since '85.
Since '85, we're all quite happy with that, and we all know can pick up a joypad. People who actually play serious games and can use them very seamlessly, and that brings it on to the other issue, which is the kind of content like. There's a game out for PlayStation 3 that was previewed this year. It's called Sorcery, and you use the what's the name for the little thing? Is it a PlayStation Move? Is the actual controller, isn't it?
The Move is like the Wiimote, which we'll come on to in a couple of minutes.
Okay. Well, that's basically your like wand, and you're like a young wizard.
Harry Potter for the Wii, sort
Harry
of thing.
Potter, yeah, same sort of thing, and you can use that to throw fireballs and stuff. And when you get a potion, you have to shake it up and you can drink it and stuff like that. And I think that's quite good. But are people who I think it's going to kind of hinder people who want to play serious games rather than actually help them. And for the more sort of casual games, the quality of the content, especially that Microsoft has brought out, is just so appallingly low. I mean, there's one with a girl petting a tiger. Who wants to do that? And like all of the rest are just sort of knockoffs of what the Wii brought out 5 years ago.
Has the Wii been out 5 years?
Yeah, it's 2005.
The way I feel, unless their movement technology is Iron Man style, and I mean able to get in and really control things, I just don't see what a serious gamer sees in that kind of console.
I do remember the iToy for the PS2. Wishy-washy, put your hand on the screen to wash it, or do the head or ball challenge.
Pop the bubbles.
I mean, this was described to me by a guy at the work when I worked at Somerville years ago, that he had it out once on his birthday, he had it once at Christmas, and it went into a cupboard. I mean, Microsoft have put a lot of money into Natal, which is now Kinect, to go its official name. I mean, they're going to be pushing this. Microsoft pumped a lot of money into the Xbox brand, and let's face it, they've done a good job of it because they went up against a lot of competition when they came out.
That's true.
I mean, the Xbox has outsold the PS3 in certain parts of the world, and nobody thought that was going to happen. I mean, Nintendo didn't put a lot of money into the Wii, but the technology made the Wii work. So if Microsoft can get the money and technology together, who's to say they haven't got a good product there? They might have bought someone else's ID.
The Wii is acceptable in social circumstances for big groups of people who want to have a laugh. When you're on your own, I can't get the stick. I can't.
Well,
can't get the hand waving.
Well, we see the deck of games here. We've got the SNES, the GameCube. I mean, moving on to the modern consoles, I've got a Wii, a PS3, and an Xbox 360. The PS3 is on every other day. The Wii hasn't been on in almost 6 months.
Yep.
So I mean, there's a lot of great stuff on.
I suppose it kind of depends when you actually use it, and they probably think that someone's going to, you know, they can buy a new 360 with this technology. They can use it for a party thing or for a gaming on your own kind of thing, which is fine. But I think that they just need to look at the demographics that they're pitching the games to very carefully and make sure that they don't kind of alienate people through pushing this new technology too much.
So, are we saying if Microsoft have £500 million to spend on the Xbox 360, they spend £50 million on Kinect, don't put a lot of money into it, but they get £70 million back, and that would be £20 million profit and £50 million that Nintendo won't get because they've spent it on Xbox. But
that's what Xbox want. I mean,
yes.
That's the Microsoft philosophy.
To be quite honest, even talking about what we're going to go on to about Move, they're both, I feel, trying to get a part of the Wii's market.
Well,
anybody who wants to be a part of the Wii has a Wii. Why would you go out and buy this?
Well,
what is it bringing?
Move on to the Move then. Let's bring that in because I mean, rather than doing it as another segment, could put it in here. The PlayStation Move is a wand-like controller, like the Wiimote. You've got a big sensor ball on the top, which you can take off and use that as a pointer, use that as an extra extension. Works as a microphone, works as everything the Wii does. Clearly, Sony and Microsoft feel threatened. I mean, early on, before the show started, you know, the Wii has outsold the PS3 and the Xbox put together. There's a lot of money in that market, and even if they take a small percentage of Nintendo, they're still going to make money.
But the story that you consistently hear is people bought it and it's been used a couple times and put aside. Now that's great for Wii, and they've made so much money, and that's fantastic. But for the actual gamer, what are they physically getting from it? Is it going to be something like the iToy that you got as an add-on when you bought your PlayStation 2, and you tried it and you went, oh, that's novel, and then you put it to the side and you never used it again?
Do you know what it reminds me of? Dance mats.
Dance mats?
Because the Kinect is going to be used for dancing games, and how many dance mats do you see in people's houses? I mean, you see them at the arcades, and I've seen Japanese guys use these and do 150-point combos. I mean, we can do barely 3 or 4. People bought tons of dance mats, and you know, I've not yet seen one in anybody's house. No one's admitted to owning one. And I think what you're saying, the Wii, you know, the average age of a computer gamer is about 35 years old, believe it or not, for a gamer now. And they're buying their kids Wiis because they're 180 quid, and buying themselves PS3s to play themselves.
Well,
I
think, I mean, to be honest, to wrap up on the movement technology of Move and Kinect,
is it a flash in the pan?
I think it is a flash in the pan. But I think people should make up their own minds. You either like that stuff or you don't.
I'm going to go with a slightly opposite view. I think it'll take them. I think it'll be a long time before we see some actual decent content on there. But I think eventually, the march of the first step on the road to sort of something bigger. You don't see technology going backwards. You know, it does move on whether we like it or not. And I think this is not necessarily the way all games will be in the future, but I think it is a step on the road to something else.
I'm quite excited about where they're going to go, but at the moment,
technology
there's nothing really interesting.
I won't be buying one.
No, me neither.
Not buying a Kinect. I mean, to wrap this up, my viewpoint would be to say that I won't be buying one. I think we've all agreed we're not going to buy one.
Yeah.
But I am excited by the new technology that's going to come out. And what was I going to say? Something.
We're excited about the journey it's going
The journey that's going on is, you know, technology is great. I see the Kinect and the Move being something more.